All right, good afternoon, traders. Today is October 8th, 2025. My name is John Carignan. I'm the lead instructor here at the BYOB Trading Room. Let's take a look at the markets today, see how I made 30K. Let's take a peek at what happened. Okay, everybody knows I like 10-minute uptrend over VWAP right here. Okay, beautiful 10-minute uptrend coming right up over the base. You can see it wind up. You can see it all night, kind of just wind up. You can see it coiling up all night, just banging and banging and banging on the door right here at the midpoint of yesterday's move. So day before's move was a move. Well, yesterday's move was a move from this high down to this low, and if you put the midpoint on it, it was right here, and they were just banging on the door of the midpoint, looking to go higher, itching to go higher. And every time it came down, the bulls bought it right back up. And then we had a nice rip this morning. Bought the first green candle. All right, for it to rip up over. It had a nice 10-minute uptrend. We had the trend day strategy triggered. That would be a 10-minute uptrend over VWAP between 11 and noon. Of course, they kept that 10-minute open until about 2 o'clock, 2:30. But I got to say, they didn't go anywhere after they hit the highs that they hit at right around 12:30, 12:20 right there. After hitting those highs, not much improvement after that. They did keep the 10-minute uptrend going, but that was it. But that was a nice, beautiful 10-minute uptrend right through there. Okay, so SPY on the 10-minute chart. Let's take a look at it. Got a 10-minute uptrend coming into the close today. All right, on the 2-hour chart. Let's take a look. All right, we got a 2-hour uptrend coming into the close today. They made a new all-time high today. Let's see what the high was. Yes, new all-time high for SPY. Not much, but they made a new all-time high. So the 2-hour uptrend, 10-minute is in an uptrend. The daily also in an uptrend. Okay, so back out, push this over. All right, let's pick up. Back way out here. On the daily. You can see the daily's all the way up here at the top of quadrant 4. That is bullish and still in an uptrend on SPY. Weekly is in an uptrend and the monthly is in an uptrend. So nice 5-day bull flag hold up there. Right there on SPY. Up over the, right up over 670. So there's SPY. So the 2-hour, the 10-minute, the daily, the weekly and the monthly, all in uptrends, all holding up there at the highs. All right, so there's SPY closing at the end of the day near the high of the day. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ makes a new all-time high. Let's take a look at SPX. SPX makes a new all-time high. Right there. Pretty sure. $755.64, $754.49. Okay, so SPX new all-time high, SPY new all-time high, QQQ new all-time high on the daily. We'll zoom out. You can see started back here in October, up at the top of quadrant 4. That is bullish and still in an uptrend for QQQ. Let's take a look at the 10-minute coming into the close. QQQ has a nice 10-minute uptrend. Look at this 10-minute uptrend on QQQ. That was the one to trade right there. QQQ, 10-minute uptrend right out of the gate. All day long. All day long on the QQQ right there. 10-minute uptrend. Beautiful chart. Should have played the Qs. All right, 10-minute uptrend, 2-hour. Let's take a look at the 2-hour. 2 hours in an uptrend. Again, you got the candles on top of the 3. The 3 is on top of the 8. Got the trap riding on top of the rising 17. So QQQ in an uptrend. SPY in an uptrend. Let's take a look at FNGU on the daily chart. FNGU kind of breaking out of the base here. Nice little breakout. Price action, higher low, higher high, closing over bullish cross over the 17 EMA. Up at the top of quadrant 4, that's bullish. Still in an uptrend, FNGU. IWM puts in an inside day. That's a lower high, higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. IWM is bullish, still in an uptrend. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow got looked like an inside day. It's a lower high, higher low, closing over a bullish, closing inside a bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. That is bullish and still in an uptrend for Diamond Dow. Okay, let's take a look at gold. Gold put in a new all-time high. Gold just putting in a new all-time high almost every day here for the past couple of weeks. Let's take a look at silver. Silver puts in a new 14-year high. Same thing with silver. Just a little bit more to go before we get to the all-time high up here. It's 48.50. Just a little bit more on silver. Let's take a look at USO. USO still in a downtrend, all right, and just neutral, just hanging out right on top of this 50-yard line right here. Not in the upper third, not in the lower third, just neutral. Still stuck in a downtrend till they make a higher high. That's USO. UNG still in an uptrend. Price action is an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing under a bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA, or a wavy 17. Still bearish down here, but in an uptrend that's not moving up. All right, so there's UNG on the daily chart. And let's take a look at our technicals. Technicals, T2101, put us back in Why does this look different today? Okay, T2101. Okay, we find ourselves back in the reversal zone again for a revisit of the reversal zone. This is market participation, losing more and more participation day by day here. See, we're melting off yet again. This is the reversal zone. This is the last time we were here. We had a double bottom in this area, and then we started the COVID dip. All right, so if I back out, you can see way back here on 2020, right there, January of 2020, we got the double dip. That was, let's see how far apart these were. That was 11/19. So that was November 19th, and this was, I just want to see how far apart they are. This was January 14th. So about 2 months apart. And then they had a reversal. So we'll see what happens here. Got a little peak in there. I don't think that one got down in there. This line got moved just a little bit. That belongs just underneath that. Okay, so, and we'll go back to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, you can see we're down in here, there, and we're down in here then. Okay, so there's T2101. Let's take a look at T2122. All right, not much improvement. We came out of the sell zone, and we landed in the seller's chop zone. So probably some buying at the beginning of the day and then selling at the end. T2122. Let's take a look at T2123. Yeah, a little bit of buying at the beginning of the day, but all in all, just more red candle bars. So still in a downtrend on T21.23. Well underneath the 200 SMA right there. Okay, not a great place to be, not my favorite place to be. Obviously breaking the lows of any rubber band candle we put in here. So T21.23 making a pullback already. T21.23 3-bar chart. Okay, you can see we dug out lower lows. Here's some lows. So that puts us in a downtrend. 3-bar chart is in a downtrend. Still up over the 200 SMA. Still up here in the top of quadrant 4. That is still bullish up there. Okay, we're just having a pullback in our uptrend right there. Okay, currently we're in a downtrend on the 3-bar chart. On FNGU, price gaps up. Okay, so that's bullish. Gap up, not filled by the bears. Bullish gap up. And just a kind of a melt up all day over VWAP. Green from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, closing the day over the 200 SMA. And up above all of this consolidation. So that's some good news. All right, so that's a nice green day for FNGU. All right, so it's imperative they get some follow through tomorrow. All right, if not tomorrow, the next day. That's FNGU on the 15-minute chart. Okay, they need follow through for tomorrow. All right, let's go take a look. That's about it right there. Oh, we're going to take a look at how I made some money today. And let's zoom back over here. All right, let's start with the first one. I picked up some Intel calls, 40 strike, 44 days out. They are the November 2025 40 strike, 44 days till expiration. I made no money on those, but they're in an uptrend. Okay, I have some 650 puts that are underwater, and I'm interested in keeping them for right now. But I didn't make any money or lose any money on those. They're underwater right now. 655 strike puts, 2 days till expiration. I got more of those. Don't need all of those. Got 53 of those. Don't need all of that. Some 680 strike calls on those. Lost 59.61 on those. And I'll tell you how I lost that. Started out the day, I put in a market order. That's for these right here. I put in a market order on these this morning. And I got filled way up here. 500 at 30 cents. See, this is the whole reason I tell you not to put in a market order. That right there is the reason. You don't know where you're going to get filled. And they can fill you where they want to fill you. And I got filled at 30 cents. Right there. Okay? Filled at 30 cents. So I was underwater, 12 grand. And I had to dig my way out of that hole. By buying the uptrend. So I bought some calls down here. Alright? To counteract what I bought up here. And started selling them off. Buying the lows, selling the highs. Buying the lows, selling the highs. Buying the lows, selling the highs. Till I finally got myself out from being underwater. Right there. On those SPY 680 strike calls. And those are 2 days till expiration. Made $1,000 on the 675 1 DTE calls. I did the same thing. I bought the lows of the option candles and sold into the rallies as price went up. You can see right here, buying the lows of the option candles. I spread out a net of buy orders underneath and sell into strength. So spread out a net of buy orders underneath and sell into strength. I do that whenever I see a 10-minute uptrend, and all I do is spread out my nets of buys orders and sell orders up above, buy orders underneath, and just let price run into them. That's all I do. So again, I buy the lows, sell the highs. As price goes up, buy the lows, sell the highs. Made 674, 0 DTE calls. Again, bought the lows and sold the highs. Made 20K on those. Got some puts. Lost $94 on those. Those were underwater, as you can see. Price did not go down yesterday. It did nothing but go up. Made 15K on these 675 0 DTEs. Again, all I did was buy the lows of the candle, sell the highs. Buy the lows and sell the highs. Buy the lows and sell the highs. Just doing the same thing all day long. Rack up 15K. All right, $200 on these puts. I played the pullback right here. As you can see, I bought some puts there and sold as price dipped. The puts gained in value and I sold into weakness. All right, so I actually grabbed $212 on those to make up for the other puts that I lost money on. Right there. Closed some gold calls today on the gap up. Way to go, Robert. Congratulations. All right, that's it for me for today. For today. It's a good day for me. All right. Market is bullish. I expect more upside tomorrow. We'll see what happens. All right. Do have a different kind of a triple top. 1, 2, 3. We could come down hard. I don't know. This is bullish. Closing the day at the end of the day. And the markets are still bullish up here. Thanks. Thank you, Robert. All right. I'll see you guys. I won't be here tomorrow, so I'll see you guys on Friday. All right. So see you on Friday. Have a great evening.